Inside Story Uganda, real source of political updates.
And wamkuku na Joseph Tamale Mirundi tuli naye. Wanji? Atia. Bwe tutyo kale ensonga zonna naye omukuku navu.
Mubaziba. Bwoba oyagala okugoba ekisanafu. Ekikeera ku makya. Mukazi n'akifukamu omusulo. Mukakiwaza n'enkusuula. Mukakiwaza kiwaza ye kyekisanafu ekisajja. Kasa olamuza mukakiwaza kiwaza afuluma bufuluma. Abanjozi.
Talinda kirala.
Omusula ate n'abuuza ne mukazi wange ekisanafu tekisulawo. Kati mwekiwala kitegeeza kijjajjawo.
Dia mamba diriko enono mpamvu.
Mpandika.
Okay.
Wakati nalisa zeo butaddamu kuba butambi.
Naye
kamenyu endagaano omulundi gumu.
Dwachi.
Nsetegeera ebiri kasa mutulumba.
Baba lumbi.
Kasa mutulumba ffe.
Mwebani.
Okusaya abazukufu.
Mwe muli bazukufu.
Ngazizayo omuliro. Kati embeera.
Nadde manyi waliwo sizi fire.
Akamonitanga kataddemu muhoze nga bamuzinze. Kati kuba akatambi ako. Bakasajja kana akawumba tutu akafungula ndiga. And you see in the media, a cartoon is charged differently. Kati kakubiera. Nti abaganda abagenze masako bawandika maje babagobye nti bayina academic papers. Read. Wakitukayolebwa kankubambu ebyamesonga bipampagadde. The story that put Mirundi under the bus or get out of the bus. Under the bus. Ate monitor nja muteeka ku kopi ez'awansi.
Tamale.
Kuba akatambi ako monitor nja malewo.
Mbadde manyi olutalo lwagwadda kati tuli ku birala.
Batulumbye. Batulumbye.
Baba lumbye.
Soko kuba akatambi ako. Yes kuba. Nimba monitoring every day. Yuma byange biri intake.
Okay.
Soko kuba akatambi ako ensetegeera ekiriwo.
Okay. Omuliriza Tamale Mirundi bwatyo bwatandise.
First of all, embrace the challenges that we have today, so we can prepare for the better future. I see no reason why you should still divide yourself up and push me into a presidential project which I actually no longer interested in. So the best thing we can do, what I would think and expect all of you to comply with, is that we can build a chamber, another political chamber behind the MK project, which can be a very, very, very potent backup that can give assistance, can increase the velocity and possibly the momentum of this grand project. Because now, if Muzei has such a choice, and it is given no other options, then we have to subscribe for our political survival, financial survival, and the social survival. That is what I'm looking at. So amidst these challenges that we are looking at, let me beg you, my people, I know come from different angles with the different perspectives. Of course, with my brother, some of you are not convinced enough, just like so many other people. But given a chance, there is still a lot of time for my brother to fix and fill all the missing gaps, which I believe can be done. So I don't want to be that person who's going to be perceived as a very persistent person with divergent views, with opposition views towards a grand scheme that encompasses all the family. So I'm going to say, I submit my sorry, and I would expect that you respect it. I'm not ready for another battle. have been disambiguated, whatever progress I've been trying to make. So the only thing I'm left with is to have our ideology arrive, which can also be engulfed into the same MK project. So these are the things we're looking at, and I would request all of you, if we start off this chamber, we empower it, we drive it, who knows between now and then what can happen. But if we get to the opposition and we started to oppose, then who becomes the only contender in case anything happened between now and then? We are not gods, neither are we immortal. Anything can happen. Suddenly, we have experienced this several times. You see, sudden death, you can fall ill. There are so many things I'm talking about. So what I'm really concentrating on is to make sure that I make you understand. I'm not just withdrawing my intent, but I'm making adjustments. So we stop internal wars. These internal wars are going to benefit no one but the opposition. They're going to help no one but, create enmity within us, some of which may become permanent and infinite, cross-generational. So I hope I'm understood, neither do I want to be misunderstood. So looking at all these challenges and what we can do, I think, let us reorganize ourselves. We create teams. We have NRM having so many political pressure groups. We have Team Thara, we have Team Mama, we have Team Muzei, we have YKM, whatever. There are so many projects. We can also create a chamber which can become also a powerhouse with a very powerful political chest, which we can transform into an active mobilization project, an active, think tank, an active powerhouse. So we can always think about that. So I would thank you very much if we all become accomplice to this notion, so we avoid further conflicts. So instead of pushing me into what I really don't like, because I've not come out publicly to express my presidency, it is still in a silent mode. Secondly, we could have differences, personally, me and MK, but those differences might be ideological, which can ideologically be handled. There's nothing physical, there's nothing social about it, but it is all about that, and I'm not alone. We may have different backups, but we are not enemies because we still belong to the same family. So these are the things I'm looking at. If we can organize ourselves and we subtract all the negative energies, I think we can ride for the better. We've had several conflicts with different people, but all that can be sorted. Thank you very much. So we have had from the man himself, and it is part of what I was telling you, that what we can do right now is simple. To comply to the situation, to the topic right now, we move together and we become another powerful agency. I call it a political club that can help to push further the greater agenda. And I believe this can be possible. We are looking at specifically younger people who can seize the media, both the mainstream and the social media. If we have such a people very powerful enough to create a force of information, a very powerful information flow. It can help. It can help. We have a very fantastic product which can still be marketed and branded the other person. But you never know, like how the big man has just said, you may never know what happens to you tomorrow. You wake up alive, you sleep in the mortuary. Yeah? You wake up healthy, you sleep in the hospital bed. So much can happen, but you should always have a product worth a replacement of the main product. If you're a brewery, you should have beer. But in the case of anything, there should also be a very powerful wine that can do a replacement. And at the same time, you can also have spirits. Uganda breweries, Uganda Warachi, Taska Malt. So this is what we are talking about. If you're saying Project MK is a standby generator from ZEI, who is the MK's standby generator? We can create it. I hope you are getting it, and you're getting it right. So it specifically doesn't mean that MK is an enemy of ZEI. Neither should it mean OR is an enemy of MK. So we can create a powerhouse. We can create a think tank. We can create a tank of ideas. We can still create a political chest which can be MK's standby generator. Sometimes you don't have to trust the main grid, which can be exposed to cyber attacks, which can be exposed to road accidents, which can be exposed to powerful lightning, which can be exposed to earthquakes and wildfires. So those are the things we're looking at. So it is just a matter of how we are going to do it. I know we have very powerful adversaries, especially in the media, but of course when it comes to the mainstream media, we are good to go. Radio electronic media could be a challenge, but I think OR can also get there. I've been with Mwangusia, and he can make things straight and proper. And that is a possibility. A very powerful possibility. So what are we left to do? To brand our product OR. Let it be MK standby generator. We shouldn't deny that fact. Just in case. Just in case. Just in case. So those challenges you have been, you earlier mentioned, we have people fighting us like Tamale Mirundi and all of that. No. Tamale Mirundi is not fighting anyone. In case he fights anyone, he discriminates. He fights everyone. Recently just said, if science is the best, that vacate the seat of power and put there Dr. Vesige because he's a scientist. So let us not waste so much time on that, because Tamale is rather an intelligent man who knows when to talk and when to go silent. We all not simply have to keep moving forward. But MK should also have a standby generator. And that is our responsibility, which we have to take on. And as soon
by this monitor idiot. The monitor idiot. Mungu ya Uganda. I Sri Lanka we give it to a fool. is a Mufungulandiga. Why do you call them Bafungulandiga? A fool at that level cannot understand how a male Ndiga can mount a female Ndiga with this huge tail. Amala Gifungula, not a girl of do you know Mufungulandiga? Do you know Mumba Tutu? Do you know Mzole?
Mwina omukino omuki?
Omufungulandiga yasinga obusiru.
Omufungulandiga.
Mumba Tutu yaddako. Ne mubalalo tuyinamu omuzole. Owakatwewungu. N'omulalu. Kino ekisajja ekyomunita Kifungulandiga.
Ate yakoze eki?
Kihayidinga kintu kyonna. Kyakubye muhooza ng'ali encycled. Ne bakuba olupapula lwabwe olwa monita. Ne bakamba kubi. You broke the rules.
Kati oli tebalina mwogerako?
No, not in a negative
way. Inga Museveni bamwogerako.
Era naye yezo oluyimba omanyise ngaawo wange yali muyimbi nnyo. Famire yaffe y'abayimbi. Tuzina zino okuzinga Nandujja. Nakala kankana akali emagere kazina okukamala. Tuli bayimbi.
Okay.
Ffe tetuyimbira mmere na bya busiru. Tetulinga famire y'abakamiriyo.
Mwamuyimbira ki?
Omaze okulaga ekizimbe kyo nti kinene nnyo magigundi kizimbe ky'amaanyi okima kipakuba ettiya gaasi. Ate obagwe wayitawo. Neffe tuli basajja bayimbi.
Kati wayiza kayimba ki?
Lugayo muzeeyi lugayo mbateere lugayo dadi lugayo mbateere
ng'otegeeza
lugayo mbateere
eyo ng'osonga mmundu. Lwaki osonga mmundu?
Dadi lugayo mbateere
ogenda bateeza mmundu.
Betaka kuba
nedda Tamale, that is violence.
Yingiramu mu kitabule.
Eyo violence.
Nedda si violence. Muzeeyi lugayo mbateere muzeeyi lugayo mbateere.
Tamale emundu esosolovinga buli kimu.
Lugayo mbateere.
Tamale mututiisa. Tugamba mwe abanaddirira Museveni munaakozesa mmundu temututiisa.
And what I want to tell these people, nalabye omusajja kwene BS oyo bwe batamugule banywesa amazzi.
Ani yenna?
Yabadde ne Kapiteni Babu. The man is highly intelligent, eloquent, articulate, and confident. Namutidde oyo omusajja. N'akwata ku bibiina byammwe wanajja banywesa amazzi.